Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Today we're going to explore some backwood lakes with famous guide Tex Maina. Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters. Yes, folks, this is something I haven't done in a while, take an August trip up to Hayward and not fish muskies, you know that?
That's been a while.
Yeah, but we're doing something neat today. You know, if you look at a map of Sawyer County, there's a ton of little small lakes. And, you know, if you got a car top boat deal, you know, and drag it in, or a kayak, some of these lakes actually have pretty good fishing, huh?
Oh yeah, real good fishing. And this is really where, you know, these John boats are pretty easy to cart around too, but that's where it's really nice. These people that have the kayaks, you know, that's real simple to get in, but a lot of these bodies of water do have fish, and they're, you know, they're all over the North Country. I mean, if you look at a map, Minnesota too, but all across northern Wisconsin here, there's a lot of them here, and they got, you know, usually it's a combination of bass and panfish. Once in a while, you might have some pike or something else in there too.
Well, we're gonna have fun today. Actually, you're not guiding me today. Tex is guiding me today.
No, well, you got the real guide today. I'm going to guide Blake and hope I can show her a couple of fish.
Hey, folks, the show we're using and how we're using it, all of that coming up right after this. Folks, here's your chance to win a 2023 Wolverine X2 XTR from Yamaha. One lucky winner takes home this incredible machine. This side-by-side has maximum comfort, power steering, factory installed winch, and a full dump box. Enter today by going to GillespieFishing.com. Click on the Wolverine X2 XTR Sweepstakes banner. This sweepstakes is brought to you by your Yamaha dealer and Fleet Farm. Meet Chris McGillis of McGillis Weimer, experienced personal injury lawyers.
John, you've gotten to know me. I mean, I'm a really passionate person. Everyone on my staff is, everyone on my team is. You know, we are passionate about what we do. Helping somebody out, protecting them, doing everything we can to help tell their story, to make sure they're treated fairly, with integrity and with respect, and get a fair resolution, whatever that is for the client. I mean, that's extremely important to us. That's really all that matters.
Hey folks, welcome back. As I mentioned, we're fishing some backwood lakes up in the Hayward area. And Tex, I hate to tell you that, buddy, but that was my first cast of the day, and not a bad bass. But hey, this is kind of neat for me today, folks. Tex Maina moved up here to the Hayward area in 1963 from Chicago and guided up here for many years. And Tex, is this the type of boat you guys used to fish out of?
This used to be it. Oh yeah, you plopped your rear end down and sat there all day long.
And you just kind of rode the clients around?
Yeah, that was before trolling motors, or before we could use them.
Yeah.
We couldn't use them at first.
Well, this is kind of neat, you know, driving back on some of these back roads here. I mean, it's pretty wild, and you get on some of these lakes and they don't get much pressure, do they?
Well, no, this particular one doesn't. The smaller lakes don't, like the bigger lakes.
And I just sit here and relax and...
Well, you can catch a fish if you want.
I just did. No, hey, Tex, I'll tell you what, this is kind of fun, buddy. And but this is seriously how you guys did it in the 60s and the 70s.
Oh, sure, yeah. That was part of guiding. You rode the boat.
Oh, this is fun, Tex. Now that is fun,
yeah.
buddy.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that one there. That's a nice bass. And, you know, a lot of these little lakes are full of weeds, you know, and what I like to use, Tex, is that weedless jig, you know, that Kalen's weedless jig with a wacko worm on it.
Yeah.
Now, on some of these small lakes, do you have a shot at a big one?
Oh, yeah, like I say, up to 5 pounds.
5 pounds?
Yeah, we've never caught anything bigger than that. But the 4 pounds is pretty normal.
That's a big fish.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
you like to take your wife Pat out on a Friday, and you guys catch a couple of bass, and what do?
We come home and I clean them. I haven't learned her to do that yet.
Now that's important. What's going on here? What do you got on there?
That's a bluegill.
Ooh, that's a nice bluegill right there, Tex. Show the folks at home. That's a dandy. And what's that on there, buddy?
That's a
little spinner?
Yeah, a little spinner. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Oh, that's all right. And you were just dragging that behind the boat?
No, I just had it leaning over the side when I was winding in my other line.
Hey, look at there's Pete and Blake, Tex, and Pete's rowing. You're rowing Blake around today?
Yep. Now, I don't know. I might let her roll a little bit. We'll see.
Now, your dad and I were talking. You know, this is how they guided in the '60s. Did you experience this row guiding deal?
Oh yeah, I did it for I don't know, probably 5 years. Rowing, yeah.
Another one here in the front of the boat there, Tex.
I see that.
A good battler, too. Boy, that is an awful lot of fun. There you go. You know what the only problem is with these lakes that don't have any houses or any structure on them? Every spot looks good, Tex, you know? The whole shoreline looks like it'll be absolutely full of fish.
Yeah.
And so I guess your technique is you just roll around until you find them.
That's about how you do it.
Yeah. No, and they fight, man. I'll tell you what. That's a lot of fun. And does Pat, your wife, enjoy this fishing?
Oh, sure. Yes, as a matter of fact, that's our big day of the week is Friday.
Because it's fishing day.
It's fishing day.
And she's got her garden and everything else, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, she works on that all the time. But I got
your turn now. Hey.
Yeah, I didn't even see what. So I'll bet it's a bass.
Well, that dragging the bobber deal is really worthwhile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see here. That looks more like a bass to me.
Yeah, it ain't spinning around.
Here he comes.
Bluegills.
Oh, no, that's a big bluegill. Tex, get him in here.
Yes.
Now hold that out. Now don't unhook them, just hold them out so the folks at home can see.
Okay.
That is a that's an 8-9 incher, isn't it, Tex?
Oh, I would say, yeah.
Well, don't show me, show the guys at home.
Oh,
there we go.
I hear you talking.
Yeah, no,
okay,
take a look at that, folks. I mean, that's a gorgeous bluegill anywhere you go.
Yeah.
I cast it right up into those lily pads there and dragged that wacky worm over the top of the lily pads, Tex. And boy, did he want that. He came, pushed those lily pads aside and smacked that thing there. And you really don't care how big they are. I mean, you're getting a bite almost every cast, you know, Tex?
Yeah, that's the fun part.
And you know, you and I started using those wacky worms about 10, 15 years ago. In the summertime, they're an excellent bass bait, aren't they?
Boy, they really are, yeah.
Hey, Blake.
Yeah?
You and Pete in the middle of the weeds. Are you actually getting bites in the middle of the weeds?
Almost every cast.
Seriously, what are you using?
Ryan's good old grub.
Okay. And the hooking percentage can't be very good in those weeds, is it, Pete?
It's not too bad. We're using these Eagle Claw weedless hooks with no weight at all. So we're just kind of hopping plastics through there. And they will hold on to them when they grab in the pockets of the weeds. So we've been doing a little better now, kind of waiting before we set.
It's so funny, Tex. I cast up to the shoreline and I get a hit almost immediately, and I don't know what size the fish is because they come out towards the boat.
Yeah.
And then when they see the boat, man, they start fighting. Here he is. That's a nice one, isn't it? Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a trophy deal, but isn't that interesting, though? You know, they hit and they come right out at you.
They hit and come towards you.
Yeah. And you don't know how big they are. And
yeah.
I'm hoping for one of those 3-4 pounders.
Well, I hope we will find one.
Tex's old worm system is keeping right up there with me.
Yeah.
I hope it's another one of those big bluegills, buddy.
Well, I'm going to say I thought the last one was, we'll never know.
Same deal as before, Tex. Hook them near there, and they don't fight till they get out here near the boat.
Yeah.
Here he is. Okay. Another one. No, this would, you know who would really love this, Tex, other than me? Is my grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they would.
I mean, you get them out here and they can catch fish on an artificial bait and catch a lot of them. Hey, Tex, you get into these days of August like this when the weather's like really hot. You don't believe in fishing muskies when the water's real warm on these smaller lakes, huh?
I sure try to avoid it, yes. Cripe, I got it.
But the bass are tougher. They hold up pretty good.
Yes, they do. Bass are probably the toughest fish for such stuff.
Yeah.
Look at that. I've got that pole there, and I ain't even casting it, and they're biting on it.
that one was so close to the shoreline, Tex.
See that, yeah.
I casted like right next to the shoreline, but a lot of this shoreline is bogs. Can they actually get underneath there?
Yeah. That water is probably 2 feet from the bottom of the bog to the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so on a hot day, they'll scoot back there for shade.
Swim underneath there.
We were fishing the lakes of Hayward, Wisconsin, a 5.5-hour drive from Milwaukee, 6.5 hours from Chicago, and 3 hours from Minneapolis.
They say great minds think alike, which could explain why for over 50 years, more anglers have chosen Humminbird to see the water more clearly. Our tech predicts where the bites are, and our innovations foreshadow the sport's future. We've helped anglers win tournaments and the weekend, taught them to fish smarter, not harder. So, if you're not already on board, it's worth asking yourself why, when the people in the know agree that Humminbird is simply, clearly better.
Folks, you see us talking about the Johnson Pump washdown kit every week. On a charter boat, pontoon boat, any boat, it's really a great thing to have. Now, you guys get a lot of blood on your hands, so what do you do?
John, this washdown pump right here, the Johnson, just spray it right off. And obviously, we got quite a bit of blood on the back deck, and this thing will take care of it.
So you actually use it while we're out here fishing so the customers don't get blood and everything on them.
Exactly.
And again, that's the Johnson Pump washdown kit. You love it?
Love it.
Eagle Claw, the pick of the week. The string bobber stop with beads is the best tool to use to help you get the correct height where you need it with your slip bobber. Eagle Claw, the only hook made right here in the USA.
Look at these guys pulling into our spot, Tex.
Wow, you're catching all these fish.
What do you think, Blake? You're butting in on Tex here in his bluegills.
Is this,
What?
Oh, a small bass. Get him in there, though, Tex. Remember, it's a half-hour show, even with a small bass.
Yeah.
Pete, this is phenomenal. We've been out here an hour, right?
About.
And every cast, something happens. Oh, way to go there, Blake. What are you throwing?
The grub, the Kalen's grub.
Watch
out.
That's what he thinks about your grub.
Did you see the size of that one?
I did. I was looking right through her.
About 2.5 pounds. That was a nice fish, yeah.
Oh, she's got the cameraman?
Yeah.
Oh, another one on the old bobber system there, Texaroo.
Yeah.
There he is. And we got ourselves that's another nice eating-sized gill right there. Hey, I got to tell you, Pete and Blake just yelled to us. They're going to show us something here.
Okay.
You know what they're going to show us?
How to catch fish in these weeds.
In these real thick weeds. We'll go over next to them. I want to see Pete's technique.
Okay, let me get this.
Now, this particular lake has some pretty serious weed patches, and over the years I've seen you muskie fish this stuff, but it's good for bass too?
Yeah, it all depends on the day, but sometimes they're literally right in the middle of it. So what we've got is just a no-weight weedless hook and a piece of plastic.
And they'll burst right out of the weeds on those things?
Oh, it's fun when they, you got to kind of train yourself to wait until they grab it good, but they generally won't let go.
All right, Blake, show us what to do here.
All right. The only thing is when you're fishing in these big weeds, the fish usually gets caught in them.
Is he still on?
Yeah.
I would guess. He's probably still there.
Oh, that's pretty neat. What if you get a big one on, Pete?
Oh, it's quite interesting if you get a big one on, yeah.
You got him there,
this
Blake?
one's still here. I don't know.
I don't know.
He was flopping around.
Oh. So when you get one on, Pete's got to go to the fish.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes the fish brings us to him.
I mean, that is interesting, though, that they'll come right up on top in that thick weed cover, though.
Oh, yeah, there he is. That's a pretty nice one,
That's not
too.
bad at all, Blake. Good job.
Thank you.
Isn't that fun?
Grub.
That is so fun to see him, though, come up like that.
Yeah, and this stuff is thick.
He's a flipper.
Come here, bud.
So you guys have been getting numerous bites in this thick stuff, though.
Oh, yeah, even more so on the calm side, but yeah, they're in here.
Yeah, that one came right on top. I put that weedless hook on that wacko there. Look at that one, Pete. That's
cool.
a nice fish right there. But that's where those, you can fish. I think they'll hit anything that's scooting across the top of those weeds.
Yeah.
But that is so fun, man. It's like a cool explosion. Poor Tex is kneeling down there so Ryan can film me. Come on, Tex, do a better job rowing, will you? Ooh, this one feels a little bit better, Tex.
Okay.
Yeah. It is interesting, folks. One side of the lake is better than the other.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see, Tex. Ooh, he's a battler, buddy. Whoa. I'll tell you what, these things fight you. Whoa, there we go,
There
Tex.
you go.
Now there is a beautiful bass, Tex.
Yes.
Look at the size of that one, Tex. That's a beauty,
That is
isn't
a
it?
beauty. That's getting more like it, yeah.
And the nice thing about those wacky worms, you can cast them a long way and cover a lot of water, too.
Oh,
Isn't that a pretty fish?
yeah, it is.
Now, those are the ones you like to release, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you keep those smaller ones for your and Pat's dinner, but oh, that's a nice bass.
It's now time to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2023 Fishing Contest. This week's first winner is Robert Schliefer of Swamico, Wisconsin, caught this 48-inch muskie on Little Sturgeon Bay using a plastic crawler. Janine Kozar of Edina, Minnesota, caught this 36-inch king salmon on Lake Michigan using a fly. Mark Pells of Powers Lake, Wisconsin, caught this 32-inch walleye on Lake Vermilion using a jig and minnow. Dave Bagdasarian of Wapaka, Wisconsin, caught this 22-1/4-inch smallmouth bass on Bulgar Lake using a topwater. And this week's first kid winner is Parker Smokta of Chaska, Minnesota, caught this 15-inch perch on Big Stone Lake using spikes. And Rose Trout of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, caught this 42-inch muskie on the Chippewa flowage using Rapala.
Folks, using these wacky worms is really simple. All you do is take one of the Kalen's wackos and hook it right in the middle like that. And the retrieve is really simple. All you do is cast that out. And before I start my retrieve, I just kind of let it sink, and as it's sinking, it's going like that. And then what I'll do, if I don't get a bite, is just kind of repeat that, lift up, let it sink again, and always keep an eye on your line. A lot of times that bass will grab it and start swimming out with it. Otherwise, the bite feels just like a dee-dee and set the hook. Oh, Tex, this is a decent one coming in. You see him jump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Ooh, a battler, too. Look at that rod bending, man. Oh, there he is. Whoa, that is a nice bass. Look at that one, Tex.
That is a beauty.
That was cool. And you're not going to... He threw my wacky worm, and that is the last wacky worm I bought in this boat. Now, I'm hoping that in that old tackle box of yours, well...
Just might happen to have one, but it's going to cost you $10.
$10, hey, that's for one? No, that's a beautiful bass right there, folks. And as soon as that wacko worm hit the water and was flowing down there, I saw my line start move. That's a beautiful fish. You got an extra wacko, Tex?
I do, my friend.
Oh, look at that tackle box now. Is that a modern one?
Oh, yeah, that's new.
Thank you, my friend. How many you got in there?
I don't know. I got I got a whole bunch of them.
Oh, good. Well, I'm going to release this fish here, Tex.
Yeah, here we go. These are wacky.
Oh, thank you. But wrong brand, but that's all right. Hey, Tex, when you and I are fishing together, your favorite part of the day is the lunch break. Yeah, no, don't. You cannot eat it yet. I got to tell you what we got today, okay?
Okay.
These are Johnsonville Better with Cheddars, but they're Johnsonville Beef Better with Cheddars. They're made with 100% cuts of prime beef. Then they smoke them. Then they stick them full of cheddar cheese, and they're pre-cooked. So all you got to do is throw them on the grill for about 5 minutes, and when they're golden brown and hot, they are good to go. There we go, buddy. All right. Well, those are really delicious, buddy. Aren't they good? Mm-hmm. They really are. Hey, folks. Look for Johnsonville Better with Cheddars at your favorite retailer today. I'll tell you what, folks, I've been a proud user of AMSOIL for many years, and us sportsmen a lot of times not only have a truck, but a boat, an ATV, a snowmobile. And how do you figure out which AMSOIL product to use in each machine?
Yeah, that can be a challenge sometimes, and you know, we make it easy. We've got a lookup guide. You just go to amsoil.com, you put in your vehicle, whatever it may be, whether it's a boat, a wheeler, a truck, a trailer, whatever. You pick out your product, it tells you how much and which product to put in, real simple.
And one thing I want to mention too, AMSOIL does a ton of research before you even put the product on the market. You make sure that it's the best.
That's correct. It's years in the making for a product to launch. There's a ton of research and development to make sure that it's going to protect like it's supposed to.
And folks, to find the AMSOIL you want, go to amsoil.com.
What's the difference between a good net and a great net? Simple. It's all in the features. Fortis nets by Clam Outdoors are tough, safe on fish, easy to use, and a telescoping handle. Learn more about Fortis nets at clamoutdoors.com.
I was just reeling that in, Tex, because we were getting too close to shore, and there he is. Look at that. I mean, you want to talk about fish that aren't that educated. I mean, I was reeling that in because we were getting too close to shore here, and he just ripped that. I mean, he almost came out of the water, and wow. I don't know how many this is, but Tex, you can hear Pete and Blake over there. They're screaming. They must be catching a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I hear is the giggling.
Ah.
Oh, Texaroo.
That is something. That wasn't even fishing.
Oh my gosh, get that fish in, Tex. That is a giant bluegill, buddy.
Beauty?
Look at this. Hold him out in front of you there, man. That is a beauty. What do you do? That's 8-9 inches, isn't it?
I would think so. I don't have my tape.
Ah, you don't need it, I can guess, but that's a beautiful fish.
Yeah. And that I wasn't even fishing. The pole was just hanging over the side.
Oh, here, I gotta grab my little bass here and throw him back in. Boy, that is a beauty, Tex.
Yeah.
Just that little spinner, huh?
Yeah, well, that's a good bait here because the bass hit it and the bluegills hit that too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm with a heck of a guide today, aren't I, Ryan?
Absolutely.
You sure are.
We're out here in the middle of the lake, Tex, and they're still biting. You know that? Just got to slow down your retrieve a little bit with that wacky worm. Let it hit the bottom. But no, we like I said, we heard those two hooting and howling out here in the middle. And Blake said she got bites on 12 out of 13 casts. You know? What a blast. Tex, we got to do this every year, all right? Because you're what? You're 83 now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be 73.
Yeah.
So I'm young.
Not younger than me.
How many casts? How many in a row? Oh, that's a nice one.
I've gotten tired of counting.
Seriously, it's been that good?
Oh, unreal. And I caught a couple of big crappies too on this grub. A 13,
really?
Pete said.
You caught two?
Two crappies.
Yeah, 12 and a 13, I'd say.
Yep. But yeah, seriously, probably 12 fish and 13 casts.
I mean, that's impressive. And they're hitting topwater out here in the middle, too?
Yeah, I think she's catching more than I am, but I've been getting them on that Livingston topwater, too. I mean, I had one nice one hit while I was rowing.
Very next cast, Tex, out here in the middle. Very next cast, buddy. Wow. Ooh, another decent one, too. Now what I'm going to do, Tex, is have to borrow another wacky worm because he shook mine off there. You know, an Eagle Claw makes a little kit with little bands that you put around.
Oh,
And I don't have one with me,
I do.
but they'll never shake that wacky worm off with that Eagle Claw wacky kit that comes with a hook and a tube and a little deal like that. You were digging around for a piece of equipment for me, and you got a fish on.
Digging in the bait box.
Oh, well, guess what? I got one on in the back of the boat too, buddy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I hope yours is another one of those honking bluegills. Well, let's see, not quite as big, but still nice. And Texaroo, look at that, buddy.
Sorry.
Look at this, Tex.
Oh, nice.
Hey, I got to thank you, buddy. This has been, and we're not quite done yet, but this is so relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, you go to, well, Hayward, Minocqua, Eagle River, all those lakes being so crowded. It takes a little work to get back into these lakes, but it's worth it. You don't see anybody, and you catch fish all day. Oh, my last wacky worm just fell off, Tex. Well, that's all right. Let's head us in there, buddy.
Okay.
If you are a spring walleye fisherman, grab some of these. They're an incredible bait. Kalins, rattling google eye, hair jigs. Right there, Ryan. Ooh, that one pounded it. Wow, dude, that is my first cast. Beautiful walleye right there on the hair, man. Perky, lively, smacking hair jigs. Doesn't get much better, does it? Big, fat, chunky spring walleyes.
Oh, Pete, I'm getting too old for this. So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps? Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set? Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333.
Well, Tex, what an awesome afternoon. Now, I got to ask you this. Do you have any guide openings coming up? Or are you a retired guide?
I'm kind of retired.
Hey, what a great time, though, buddy. You know, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, for folks to come back into these lakes can take some work, you know, finding them, carrying the boat down and all that. But I'll tell you what, it is worth it, isn't it?
It certainly is.
No, I had a great time today. Thank you very much. All right. And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish yet. We'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie and Tex Maina, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.